My name is Leo Garza. I am a violinist. This fall served as my student teaching semester, where I was placed at Harlingen High School for my secondary level teaching. Mr. Juan Fiestas is the orchestra director at both the Harlingen High School and Dr. Gano Freshman Academy. He allowed me to use a few of our students to serve as models for the service learning project. In our sessions, the students and I discussed instrumental technique and rehearsed orchestral and solo repertoire pertaining to their instrument. One of my students was Angelique Lara, a cellist at the Freshman Academy. Her lessons were mainly technique-based, reading the bass clef, fingerboard placement, and bowing techniques. She constantly complained that she never understood her music, and thus wanted to get better, so she can play with everyone in the orchestra. Another student was Erica Hernandez. She is a cellist at Harlingen High School. Erica, like the ensuing student, is preparing a solo cello piece for the Solo and Ensemble Showcase. Now let me tell you about Solo and Ensemble. This event is a showcase in which high school and middle school students in band, orchestra, or choir perform before a panel of judges, a prepared selection of musical repertoire, and are rated on excellence based on said performance. These performances can either be from a solo instrument or voice, or chamber ensemble. The purpose of Solo and Ensemble is to evaluate the students at their respective districts and provide academic support for their performing ensembles. In short, a school's district music program is evaluated on the basis of its students' performance. If the students do well, their school receives great ratings. Back to Erica. She's preparing the Cello Suite No. 1 for solo cello by Bach. This piece requires a high skill of focus and critical attention to melodic detail. Lastly, we have Melanie Goldstein, a violinist at Harlingen High School. Melanie, like Erica, is preparing the Akalai Violin Concerto No. 1 in A minor for her solo and ensemble performance. Her goal after receiving high ratings in the showcase is to move on to much more fun and challenging repertoire. All three students shared an ambition to learn and improve their abilities. They each held an intrinsic drive to learn as much as possible during our sessions. What I learned from them, however, is that not one student learns the same. Each student required her own modified instruction to correctly comprehend everything being taught in the lessons. For example, Erica and Angelique were very concrete learners. So long as the instruction was clear and logical, their comprehension was easily attained. Melanie, on the other hand, needed more symbolic and metaphoric learning. In our lessons, we covered intonation and phrasing, or as Melanie would learn them, colors and sentences. Melanie would understand that each note had its own color. It had to stay the same color. Overall, I'm extremely proud at the level of accomplishment the girls went through. Angelique became third chair of her orchestra. Erica is now performing her piece from memory. And Melanie has colored her paper until it drips. Seeing the success of these students makes me feel better about how well all of my students can achieve their goals. They serve as inspiration to learn from each other and allow me to learn from them as much as they have learned from me.